Hello, everybody. This is Joseph Hasek, and welcome to the Fired Up Network. Welcome to the On the Mat Wrestling Show. Welcome back to Zania. Zania did that here. SummerSlam Night 1, great. Now we look to Night 2 on Sunday, again, beginning at 6 p.m. Pre-show beginning at 3 p.m. I'm going to start off with a bang in this one, Zania, okay? We had a good Night 1, but Night 2, I'm going to start off with a bang. Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor for the undisputed WWE Championship #1 contenders match. All right. I have heard rumors.
Okay.
And you know they get started by rumors get started by jealous people. All right. But actually, I should just do this before I get to that. On Monday, August 3rd, my good friend Aaron Stevens' birthday. Happy birthday to Aaron.
Happy birthday.
At the end of the show, Zania has promised Aaron that she will sing a happy birthday in English, in Spanish, in Swahili, everything. All right. Happy birthday to Aaron on Monday. So, okay. Now, let's get back to Sami Zayn, Finn Balor. That should be a good match. But I have heard that it's time. It's time for a return. It's time for a Canadian return. It's time in Minnesota for a KO show. Kevin Owens. Now, Kevin Owens, if you're going to keep to the storyline of Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens does something to make Finn Balor win and Sami Zayn goes ballistic, or Kevin Owens does something to maybe change the luck of Sami Zayn. But I have heard that Kevin Owens will be returning at SummerSlam, and who knows if he gets involved with Sami Zayn. But I have heard Kevin Owens, KO, will be returning to SummerSlam this weekend. Thoughts?
That would be fantastic. And there's three things you can watch forever: fire, water, and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn feuding with each other. And it's literally something that, I think no wrestling fan will ever get enough of this. And I would be very excited for that. Part of me wants Sami Zayn to win the match and be the #1 contender, because we did get a very short title reign and felt very unfair and cut short and just unsatisfying, right? So I would definitely like him to circle back into the title picture. But if we're throwing Kevin Owens in the mix, I would almost rather have them feud than be a team again.
And just if they're gonna feud or whatever, if they're friends, feud, whatever, just be safe. Don't break your neck again. All right.
Yeah.
And thank God he's coming back and all that, because it was scary. And I think this last match was in Toronto here a year ago, so Elimination Chamber. So let's hope Kevin Owens comes back and stays healthy. And for that matter, Sami Zayn, every match with Kevin Owens, he goes mental too, like Tommaso Ciampa and Jericho, that fight last week. But
yeah, bring out the drill.
I don't even, he put it in, never mind. Let's not talk about that. All right. So then we go from that, which Finn Balor and Sami Zayn should be awesome, to Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio. And this is human money on a pole match. All right. So is there, Zania, you know this, probably a lot of people wanted to pay you with fake human money. So is there fake human money, or is that human money, or is that coins or whatever? But don't tell me Danhausen is going to get the victory over Dominic Mysterio and still remain undefeated.
Let me tell you, I could 100% see that. And I can also see how down the line, later when he settles in more, Danhausen is not the kind of character who needs to win. He can just lose every time and he'll be fine, right? But for now, we have the streak going, So, and again, on the other side of things, Dominic Mysterio is also a character who can be whole and can feel significant without having wins all the time. So I feel like this is a perfect storm, And by the way, Danhausen is now selling real human monies on the www.shop.com, so you can go take a look at what that looks like. But it's funny. I've also seen them make content with Shiloh from NXT because
Yeah.
the tooth theme is in the air, and it's funny because I did tweet about it before it happened, so I either predicted it or I pitched it.
So, and now let me ask you this: you're telling me selling human monies or whatever. So, is there a fake $10 bill then, or is there really a $10 bill, but it's human money?
It's a Denhausen banknote.
Okay, so there you go there. But kudos to Danhausen. If you're making money selling fake dollar bills, you're making money real dollar
Now you
bills,
can
yo.
say that Denhausen is literally printing money for the
That's right. That's right. It's a very good analogy there. United States Championship match, Trick Williams versus Baron Corbin, and this match, I got to be honest, I don't care about this match. I do care about this match if they do what some are speculating that on. We're taping this before SmackDown that they may put Carmelo Hayes as part of this three-way dance. If that happens, I'm very interested in that. Right now, Baron Corbin and Trick Williams. I hope or Trick Williams whips that trick. All right. So what do you say?
I will tell you though, I do care about Baron Corbin, probably more than the median WWE fan does. I did enjoy his run in MLW a lot, and funny part is they tape pretty, early in advance,
Yeah.
just like most televised promotions of like a slightly smaller caliber, right? So
Yeah.
like WWE does also they tape way in advance, which is perfectly fine and normal business practice. But with Baron Corbin making his comeback, they've really had to figure out how to go around that because he very much appears on MLW after he has come back to WWE. And I think I'm there. Like I think if you look at the audience, I'm there. But yeah, I did enjoy his independent run. I was not thrilled to find out that he's coming back to WWE, which obviously, again, from the human perspective, make that money, get that career stability for sure. But I feel like he was so much better and more authentic outside of WWE. And him in this situation now with Trick Williams, I hate to think that he only came back to kind of become this elite jobber again. Like I would hate that, but then again, Trick Williams is so over, and we're slowly losing the art of a catchphrase, but people like Trick Williams are keeping it alive.
Yeah.
So I really cannot envision a world where he would lose right now. So sad to see if Baron Corbin is only back to pick up L's again, but I guess we'll find out.
Just pair him up against Danhausen, and that's it. Never mind.
Honestly, I would rather that. Like, at least that would, feel a little more, not even significant, that's not the word, but feel a little more
Yeah.
insulting.
Just give him the love. That's right. The next match, arguably, I'm looking forward to this one, could be the match of both nights of SummerSlam. It's for the Intercontinental. And by the way, SummerSlam Intercontinental title matches have been amazing, right?
Yeah.
Penta versus hometown boy Chad Gable. And I'm going to ask you, it's in Minnesota, it's his hometown. He became a luchador and now whatever. Is it about time that they give him his bell and roses and everything like that and capture the Intercontinental Championship right in his hometown?
My prediction, first of all, is that that's probably going to be match of the night. Like, that's going to be incredible. I'm so excited for that. They're both just fantastic. And the answer to your question would be, if they can properly listen to their audience, then yes, 100%. They have to do this and they have to pull the trigger. Because we saw the whole character arc, right, with Chad Gable getting masked as the original Grande Americano and having this character development of like, oh my god, I thought that was gonna make sense of make fun of luchadors, but now I'm making sense of this whole situation and I've been wrong and I've grown. And he got cheered in Mexico for having that big unmasking moment, following all lucha traditions, like revealing the entire real government name and the photos and everything. And it was just so great. And it was such a good turnaround character moment for him, and for him to have this big title match now against the luchador also, and to approach it differently now with a different outlook, with respect and a different approach to the match, and for him, like you said, to capture this title in front of a hometown crowd would just be such an amazing moment. And WWE claim to be and have always been about creating moments. Like, this is your opportunity on a silver platter. So I really hope they take it.
I hope so too, and kudos. But it's gonna be an amazing match for both these guys. Chad Gable really, he should have had the belt before, and Penta. Well, you know what I'm gonna say? Tiene zero miedo. All right. So Inter WWE Women's Championship in a ladder match. Tiffany Stratton, Tiffy time. Jade Cargill, Charlotte Flair. All right. Chelsea Green versus, to be announced, most likely on SmackDown. So let's get to Tiffany Stratton. Could be Tiffy time. All right. All right. Then Jade Cargill. Okay. Charlotte Flair. Could be Charlotte Flair. But since I'm Canadian and she's been doing an amazing job the last couple months, let's go for the hot mess, Chelsea Green. What do you say?
And she is also Canadian, so
Yes.
that would be great. And I would agree with you.
I know you want to be Canadian, eh? I know you want to be Canadian.
Everybody wants to be Canadian. I'm also a little worried about and not to sound like an absolute asshole right now, but I'm worried about the discrepancy in skill levels in this match and in styles. I'm worried about what Jade Cargill is going to do with a ladder match. I'm worried about what Tiffy is going to do with a ladder match because I love Tiffany Stratton, by the way. Like, I'm a big fan. I think she's great.
Yeah.
But she, I don't know if it's her fault or if it's their fault, which I really don't think Tiffany is her fault. But she just has, a funny track record of, injuring people when she lands on them from a height. Which, again, it's not
now
like
don't
she
curse
controlled
right?
that situation. That's more on them for catching her, but it was funny when WWE were in Spain, in Barcelona, I think. And a bunch of the extras who were security in the spot where they were trying to contain Tiffy, and she ended up jumping onto them from the fan seats from height.
Yeah.
I knew a bunch of those people because I've lived in Spain part-time and I've done stuff in the Spanish wrestling scene. So I knew almost all of them. And after that one spot, there were 4 injuries. There was a black eye, there was a broken nose, there was a dislocated shoulder. And I'm like, you would think Big Show jumped on you. What were you doing there? How could you potentially have done that to yourselves? And then, obviously we have Charlotte, who's a true, purebred wrestler, and Chelsea, who is good, reliable, but mostly relies on character work. So, it's definitely a very mixed bag. And it could either be amazing and exciting because it is, or it could just completely fall apart. Again, I guess we'll see. I'm definitely hoping it would go the good way, not the bad way. But yeah, Chelsea is definitely a good contender to win this one.
All right, the main event of night 2, of course, night 2, Sunday, again from Minnesota, 6 p.m. It starts for the World Heavyweight Championship. It is Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins, and I have a feeling something's going to happen in this match. A lot of people have said this is the end of the feud, and usually in WWE, when you end something, you begin something. So does that mean Roman Reigns loses and then it begins for Seth Rollins with another new faction, or opposite, Roman Reigns wins and then Seth Rollins just couldn't get over the hump and he starts another faction because I think he lost his vision. All right. So, and notice that here, Braun Breaker is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
The 2 nights card and forget about, Logan Paul and Bronson Reed. I think he's going to come back, but especially Austin Theory and I don't know what's going to happen there, but Roman Reigns, acknowledge him. And again, much like the other WWE title, another toss-up, but I think this time Roman Reigns gets the revenge that he's been wanting for 4 or 5 years. What do you say?
This feels big. This feels significant for sure. And because Roman Reigns is not just the face of the company, he's been almost like the face of this current generation of WWE. And then I feel like every generation has a faction that kind of defines its life cycle. Before us, it was NWO. For us, our generation, it's the Shield. Even though one of the members of the Shield is not in the company, but he's making waves in a different company. But I feel like so many of the like main event, circa main event booking decisions have been shaped by the history of the Shield, which is kind of amazing to see. I'm definitely Team Rollins on this one. I wish he would win, but I don't know if he would, because again, just the burden of this giant significance that Roman Reigns has been carrying, it's not easy to drop. It's not easy to set down. So I really don't know how WWE would handle it if he were to lose right now. Like you said, it would definitely warrant something else happening. It would warrant either of them, whoever loses, taking a break, repackaging, restarting, starting a new faction. Like something would have to change, because it's one of those matches, one of those storylines that will lead to some kind of reform for one or the other, or for both. I think Roman would win, but I would like Seth to win.
And you mentioned, and let's face it, great job with WWE with the Shield, and you mentioned NWO, but I'm going to say this. With the Shield, Roman Reigns, one of the best wrestlers, period. Seth Rollins, a little bit unlucky, but he's won the championship and everything like that, got injured and all that. And you look at, well, John Moxley, Dean Ambrose, whatever you want to call it. He was, very, very, how am I going to say it? Very, very instrumental with the AEW. And when he's, he faced Brock Lesnar there too, got killed, but still. So I don't think there's been a faction to win all the titles. You mentioned the Four Horsemen. There was Ric Flair, period. Okay, you talk about Barry Windham winning the U.S. title and all that, and then Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard tag team titles, but there were never 4 wrestlers winning the title. The Shield, everybody went for the heavyweight title. So I think the Shield is really one of the best organizations that there ever was in WWE, and for that matter, WCW, because like I mentioned, Four Horsemen was either Flair, not really anybody else. And then the Shield, it was all 3 of them capturing the heavyweight title.
Yeah, and I would say the Shield is one of the most significant groups or factions, not only for the shape of modern WWE, but also for wrestling on the whole. Because, like we mentioned, John Mox is in a different company right now, but I don't think what he's doing right now would be possible without the Shield either. And even though he did kind of revert to his, old name and to his old character a little bit when he left WWE, but it's still WWE and the Shield gave him the scope and the stature that he could use to become that megastar in AEW. And as much as I don't love Roman Reigns, I really don't really enjoy watching him that much. And as much as, I have my own problems with, not my own personal, but my problems with Seth Rollins, I do have to admit that the Shield is an incredibly influential organization, or was in the history of wrestling. And for me, it's in a similar standing with Bullet Club or with the Elite, the way that it shapes still the wrestling industry.
And getting back to the number one contender match, I'd like to see again CM Punk, Finn Balor. Yeah. I don't know if I would like to see Cody Rhodes, Finn Balor, but CM Punk, Finn Balor, I think that can be throughout the summer or rest of summer and early fall. I think that can be it, but it should be interesting to see where they go with, if Roman Reigns wins, who's the next contender for Roman Reigns, because you go with Seth Rollins, and you could throw, and I think it's too early to say this, but Roman Reigns, Obafemi, but I think it's too early. So it should be interesting to see where you go with Roman Reigns there.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea. Like we were saying, there's definitely gaping holes in not necessarily even in the roster, because again, it's a big roster, but in that hierarchy, in that gradient. Because again, for any healthy wrestling roster, any healthy wrestling company, there should be that gradient. It can't be, okay, this is the tiny developmental thing, and this is this giant big thing that you have to be so professional and grown to do. There has to be this slope because then those people who are in the middle of the slope can gradually reach the top, right? Because as the top guy goes through contenders and filters them out, this person matures and goes to that spot, right? So because WWE doesn't really have that gradient, doesn't really have that slope, they just simply run out of people. And then you mentioned Braun Breaker, like sometimes they will get their hands on somebody who is everything they've ever wanted, who is perfect for them, and then they will do nothing with it, and or like suddenly drop it in the middle of doing something with them. So yeah, definitely.
And again, and I hate to say WWE, AEW, but AEW is going to have their WrestleMania here, All In on August 30th, and matches, Will Ospreay against Kenny Omega. But who is MJF going to face? Like this is what keeps me awake. My Jewish friend needs to have a match at the WrestleMania of AEW. Right now, who's he going to have? I don't know. Do you know who, or who would you book him against? We're talking about the WrestleMania of AEW. Okay, Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay going to be off. So and everybody knows who's going to win there. It's in London, England. It's all the, and then they have the Continental Club. I think they're going to debut a couple guys. They're also, like we talked about, Motor City Machine Guns, but a couple guys will be debuting. But I also like to see what they're going to do with MJF, because he loses the world title, and then maybe he went for hair implants. I don't know what he did, but who's he going to go up against? Because arguably, he's probably the second best guy in AEW.
Yeah, one thing that I will say about AEW is that they just find their way out of these situations, unlike WWE sometimes, because every time before a major pay-per-view, there's so many questions and everyone's confused and everyone's waiting for it to implode, and then all those questions just get answered with a great show, And obviously, again, we're kind of expecting some people to debut soon, but with MJF too, I feel like he has this like magic about him where he's the kind of wrestler who can start a feud with anybody. Like, it doesn't need much justification, and it just feels natural every time, because he's just the asshole Tron 3000, and he can potentially have a problem with absolutely anybody. So I feel like that's like, it's definitely a question, but it's not a concern,
No, it isn't a concern, but we'll have time to talk about that in August 30th. By the way, that's another AEW early event, probably 11 or 12, meaning it's 6 hours of wrestling. All right, so there you go. And by the way, that April 30th or August 30th, WWE is counter programming with not only AAA but Heatwave, NXT Heatwave. So 3 shows that day. All right, Xenia, since you did that and you do everything, 3 shows, you're going to have 3 TVs there.
3 screens, yeah.
That's it. All right, Xenia, tell everybody how they get a hold of you.
I am Xenia that on all social media, on YouTube, on Instagram, on X, and I post interviews with wrestlers, short form wrestling content, show coverage, product features, anything that the wrestling fan can be interested in, so find me there. And if you are a wrestling professional, be it a wrestler or any other kind of creator or on-screen, off-screen personality, I also do a media development course. So if you are ready to take your social media and your digital presence to a next level and to make it work for you and to monetize it, it's time to get in touch with me. You can either tap the links in my bio and find more information, or just email or DM me directly. Let's schedule a discovery call. It's always free. And let's lift you up to superstardom together.
All right. And since I began the show here, he has texted me. You heard him call or whatever. He wants to hear a rendition of Happy Birthday. We're talking about Aaron, but he wants to hear it in English. I'll handle the English. You handle Spanish. I'll handle Swahili. So go ahead. I'll let you. You're the lady first. So give maybe an English and Spanish thing.
I do not sing, at least not on the internet.
For Aaron, you gotta do
my
it.
heart is singing, and I am wishing Aaron Haddad a very happy birthday. He's fantastic, and he's also one of those people who is currently instrumental to the wrestling scene because the way he's taken the younger people in NWA under his wing and the way he partially handles the recruiting, and he is one of those people, take my word for it, who is shaping the wrestling industry right now in a lot of ways. And I actually have a long form interview with him on my channel on my YouTube. Zane did that, so check that out if you haven't yet. It's amazing, and it's one of the rare interviews where really dove really deep into the start of his career and his youth and how he came to be what he is right now, because he's a pretty secretive person. He's a pretty closed off person, as you know, Joseph. So he opened up for that exclusive interview. So check it out, and very, very happy birthday, Aaron.
All right. So a crowd has been begging me because I have a voice like Boyz II Men. So here it is. You critique my singing. Happy birthday to you. Que when cumpleaños. See, I do it the English and Spanish.
And
Come on.
Spanish.
All right,
You're
Aaron.
Come
on, man. You know, I could do
amazing. 10 out of 10.
Happy birthday. Enjoy SummerSlam. Check out Xenia. She does everything, and she's going to be all over the. And by the way, I'm going to tell you one other thing that was in Montreal. Tony Khan mentioned he wants to do shows more at golf courses. He wants to do more shows at golf courses. So, Xenia, it's about time you hit a hole-in-one. Go to the golf course, practice a suplex or anything like that. Come on.
This is the message to end the show on. Go to your local golf course and suplex your friend. And tag us when you
suplex your friend. That's right. Suplex your friend. All right, Xenia. Hopefully you enjoy SummerSlam. Hopefully there's a lot of talking points, and we'll be back here to cover it. Thanks a lot, Xenia.
Thank you for having me.